We're here in Appleton Airport in Wisconsin, and we're about to fly to LAX via Minneapolis and utilize the new LAX metro station for its intended purpose in getting back to El Monte via public transit. This is pre the People Mover, so it's going to be one of those turquoise buses from the terminals to the station, or whatever bus they're operating. But yeah, I just spent a good weekend in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. It felt so good to be somewhere where I could breathe clean air, not have to hear police helicopters, and not have to experience insane amounts of traffic. Highly recommend Wisconsin. It did also happen to be like the sunniest 5 days of the year here, so that's very nice too. I also learned that if LA County were to have a similar level of housing affordability as out here, the minimum wage would have to be like $40 an hour.
Hey, I thought this wasn't a social commentary.
The other thing I learned on this trip is the secret to good urbanism is just have less people. That's not exactly what I meant. Yes, so much social commentary. My ulterior goal in Minneapolis is to try Auntie Anne's for the first time because Miles in Transit will not shut up about them, and I've never had them before. So I'll see you on the plane. We're flying one of those small planes to Minneapolis for less than an hour and then 3 hours to LAX. The airport here in Appleton recently got expanded, so now there's 9 gates. This new part looks like the inside of a Bass Pro shop or something with all this wood. By contrast, here's the old half of the airport. Plane spotting. Squashy bus, you ready to go back to Cali? I don't think so. Could you believe that my new phone requires 2 adapters to use my headphones? I thought technology was advancing. There's plane 1 of 2. Those things look like they must be made by Gillig with those trapezoidal wheel wells.
Hashtag Gillig gang.
As we ascend from Appleton, we see Lake Winnebago off to the east, and in less than an hour we make our approach to the twin cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. This is the St. Paul skyline. The giveaway here is the state capitol building. Welcome to the city that canceled its commuter rail because not enough people were riding it, partially because they never extended it to that city that I can't remember the name of right now. We're off to Concourse C. Well, hey, we get to ride a tram. I arrived in Concourse A and my departing flight is in Concourse C, but my side quest for Auntie Anne's took me all the way to Concourse F. Now to find some pretzels. I'm pretty convinced this thing is cable driven because of the cables in the track. My flight is apparently delayed more than an hour, so I get more time to find pretzels. So we were here and then we took the tram and then we're here. Where's the directory for pretzels? Also, Minneapolis is one of the self-respecting airports with direct light rail connection. You know, how come the floor and the railing are out of sync with each other? I feel like I'm leaning progressively further and further backwards. Okay, now we found it. Let's see if it lives up to expectations. And it ain't even open. Let's see if we can find another one. Gate F6. Okay, I'm like right here. Let's go. Yo, there's a Prince store. I didn't stop there because I already got my fix of Prince records at the thrift stores in Oshkosh. You know, I think this is the first instance of air travel on this channel. Alright, this one was open. Yay. I mean, it's good, but I feel like it's only good because it's 50% butter.
Butter.
4 grapefruits out of 10. Plane number 2.
Let's go back to LA, y'all.
Sunset shots. Everyone likes them. Everyone loves them. The flight to LA took about 3 hours, and I watched the second Lego movie while on board, which I liked better than the first one, but not quite as much as the Pharrell one. Here's a view looking south towards Orange County as we fly over the Inland Empire. And we touched down in LAX without a problem. Thank you. Started at an airport with 10 gates, now we're going to baggage carousel 29. Shout out 29 down the line. Whoops, I meant 23, but shout out 29 down the line anyways. Now off to the shuttle bus. Looks like they got a color coding system here. Orange for rental cars, green for whatever, and pink for LAX Metro. So many buses. So this is how it is late 2025 before the People Mover train opens through this unmarked bus. Employees only. Nice gray Eldorado. You know, that might actually be a former Denver airport bus because the license plate said Colorado, and it's that same dark gray color. And some other unmarked Eldorado for budget parking. And it's the turquoise one for me. Yay. Let's go. Has luggage racks. Now, here's where we get to the exciting things happening at LAX. This bus I'm taking will be replaced in the near future with an automated tram, connecting the terminals with the parking, metro station, and rental car garage. As I timed it, this bus took about 17 minutes to go the 2 miles, where the new People Mover will be much faster. Not only because it's a train that has a devoted right-of-way, but if you look at the path the bus makes, we have to go around the entire loop to serve all the terminals, where the stations for the People Mover are in the middle between the terminals, which will mean more walking to get there, but it's a much more direct and efficient path for the train. Here we can see the viaduct for the new People Mover as it turns north from Century Boulevard, but we continue east turning north on Aviation Boulevard at the corner where Aviation Century Station is, a short distance south from the LAX Metro Transit Center. There are so many ways to get to El Monte from here, but I think I'm just gonna go direct C line to J line, and I do realize this requires me to go through the most hostile metro station of Harbor Gateway, but I'm willing to take that chance. Anyways. Oh, it's in 13 minutes. And down to the platform level. Now obviously this will be a more pleasant experience once the People Mover tram opens between the airport and here, but for now it's the bus transfer. This video is devoted to all the LAX transit pessimists that commented on my other video saying nobody's gonna use this. People are using it. Not my train. The C line just pulled into the pocket track at the end, and now it's gonna reverse onto our platform. The other benefit of taking the C line is it originates here, so there's more likely room for luggage. The J line I'm not too confident about because that bus is always crowded, but we'll see. And here we see the headlights. I think I need to get down there. The C line's bicycle parking area claims to also be for luggage and baby strollers, but my suitcase was thin enough to fit between the seats here. Did I say Harbor Gateway? I meant Harbor Freeway. The one in the middle of 2 freeways. I'm gonna go downstairs to the J line. Station apparently only has up escalators. I headed down the elevator instead, and we can see the cleaning crew pressure washing the heck out of the place. Hey, it's called the J line now. And we go onto the freeway. Then the second elevator was out of service. Yeah, that's not fun. Alright, let's do it. It's one of those where the bus switches directions, so I'm actually boarding on the left side of the road to go north. And they're doing some stuff with road flares. Fun. So we were here, now we're here, now we're going here. You know, this station isn't as unpleasant as I thought it would be. And that water leaking down is probably from pressure washing. But the water's literally leaking right on top of where the bus is gonna park. Here's a sample of the buses that use the Harbor Transitway. It's pretty late at night, so I don't think they're all running at this time. But the J line is 24 hours. It wasn't completely packed this late at night, so I had a seat for my luggage, and we headed up the 110 freeway, then through downtown LA, and eastward on the El Monte busway on the 10 freeway.
Thank you.
90 minutes from LAX to El Monte station. That's still kind of terrible. Anyways, one day I'll move somewhere like Oshkosh that's less chaotic and overstimulating. But for now, LA is the place. Anyways, it is late. Good night. The following is a montage of me repairing my squeaky luggage wheels. I've had this suitcase since about 2008, and the two main wheels had gotten so seized up and were squeaking so loudly I thought I was waking people up in the hotel, rolling it through the hallway. I opened it up to see how it was assembled, and it seems the corner piece and wheel assembly are a single component. It turns out I had some identical sized steel swivel casters in my collection, probably from a garage sale, and it looked like a perfect fit. But first I had to drill out the rivets holding the old wheels in, image missing, and the new wheels fit in with a 5/16 nut. And wow, it works perfectly. Let's see if I can get another 17 years out of this thing.